This test will probably sound really weird to you, but if you do it properly, it could help you decide if you're compatible with your woman or not. So, for this exercise, I want to ask you to close your eyes. Well, of course, if you're driving, don't close your eyes, but close your eyes and imagine that you receive a text on your phone. It's from your woman. She tells you that she wants to meet you. So both of you meet, and then she says that she's pregnant. I'm gonna ask you, what was your first reaction? And don't be ashamed of it. Don't try to be politically correct. For this exercise to work and to be helpful, you need to be honest with yourself. So, what was your reaction to this fictitious scenario where your woman is telling you that she's pregnant? And here are a couple of examples that will probably reflect what was your first reaction. And I'm going to also be explaining what each reaction means. So just choose the one that is the closest to you, and it will probably help you to decide if you're compatible with your woman or not. Let's start with a first reaction that you might have had. So, your woman tells you, I'm pregnant. And you react with, I hope she's joking. There's no way I'm gonna build a family with that woman. Is the baby even mine? I hope not. As horrible as this sounds, this is your authentic response to your woman saying that she's pregnant. So, if that was your first reaction to our fictitious scenario where your woman tells you that she's pregnant, well, what does it tell you? Do you really think you're compatible with that woman? You cannot even imagine her as a good mother for your children. And some people might get pissed off by me saying that not every woman would be a good mother, but I believe that it would be unfair to a woman who puts a lot of effort into learning how to be the best mother and say to her that she's the same as the mother who just does the bare minimum. I believe that would be unfair. So definitely there are women that are better than other women at being mothers. And look, it applies the same thing for men. You cannot call yourself the best father if the only thing you did was plant the seed and now you're just providing enough money to keep the child alive. You need to be spending time raising the kid as well. So, if you can't even picture your woman in this fake scenario as a good mother, well, why are you with her in the first place? And you might tell me that you just want to have sex with women. Okay, but you could be having sex with better quality women, women that you'll be able to picture them as a good mother. But you're too lazy. You're too lazy and you're driven by your lust, and that's why you settle for less. You basically have no standards. Now, the other problem with having sex with lower quality women is that in this case, it was a fake scenario. Your woman tells you that she's pregnant. But there's always a chance of this happening in real life. Because if you're having sex with a woman, there's always a risk of her getting pregnant. And do you really want to be stuck with a child from a woman that you're not even compatible with? Because not only do you and your woman be miserable, but especially the child, he will be miserable in this environment. Moving on to the second reaction that you might have had to this fake scenario where your woman tells you that she's pregnant. So, she tells you, I am pregnant. And your reaction is, I wasn't planning on becoming a father so early, but you know what? My woman is a good woman. She has great values. I believe she will be a great mother. Nonetheless, I'm not sure if she would be the best mother that I could provide to my children. Or I'm ready to be a father and she would be a great mother. But I'm not yet sure if we're 100% compatible because I understand how important it is for me and for my woman to be fully in love so that the child can grow in an environment that is healthy for them. So, what does this reaction tells you about your relationship? It tells you that your woman is most likely a good girl with great values and you're probably compatible with her. But maybe there are still things that are bothering you about her, things that she cannot change. Because if there are things that she can change, you should definitely tell her so that both of you can work on it. And of course, there's always a way to express those things. You should be really careful in the way you communicate that. However, the worst part is when there are things that are bothering you, but those things she cannot change. That's the worst because even if you tell her what's bothering you about her, but if she cannot change it, what's that gonna do? It's only gonna make things worse. It's gonna destroy her. It's gonna destroy her confidence. And that's the last thing that you would want to do. So I don't even know what to do in that case. If there are things that she cannot change, I'm not even sure if you should tell her or not because that would just destroy her. So, yeah. Anyways, maybe dating her wouldn't be a problem. Everything would be fine. But if you're planning on marrying her and building a family, having children with her, maybe that wouldn't be the best idea if you're not 100% compatible and if there are things that she might not be able to change, and if those things are really bothering you, well, maybe it wouldn't be the best idea to having children with that woman. But remember, we established that your woman is a good woman with great values. So if, for example, she would be with another man who has different standards and that isn't bothered by certain things about her, well, they would probably be fully in love and they would raise their children in an environment that is loving and healthy, and everything would be fine. But if she's with you, who has different standards, and with you, who is bothered by certain things that she cannot change, well, you will never be able to fully love her, and you wouldn't be fully compatible with her. Now, it's okay to stay with your woman even if you're unsure if she would be the best match for you. You should continue to ravish her with love while taking the time to analyze her and figure out if she would be the best mother to your children. And look, take your time, but there will be a moment where your woman is going to be ready to have a family. And you will have to make a choice. Either you fully commit to her and to your future family, or you let her go so that she can find a man that will fully love her and a man that she will be fully compatible with. And it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. But that's what you have to do as a man. But never commit to something like building a family with a woman that you're unsure of. Because the lives of your children will depend on that. And it's not something you joke about. So remember, you should have high standards with a woman you date. But if you're planning on building a family, your standards should be way higher. Even if having those standards would mean that you would hurt the woman you love. Alright, so let's move on to the third reaction. So, in our fake scenario, your woman tells you that she's pregnant, and what is your reaction? So, the third reaction that you might have had was, I wanted to wait a little bit, but whatever. She's an amazing woman. I believe she will be the best mother for my children, and I'm happy that she's pregnant. Or I'm ready to be a father, and I'm glad that she's pregnant, and I'm so grateful that she will be the best mother that I can give to my children. If that was your reaction to this fake scenario where your woman tells you that she's pregnant, well, you have found a diamond. Most men would give everything to be in a relationship like yours. So ravish your woman with love and be the best man you can be to her. I'm truly happy for you if you're in that position because it's rare. So I'm really happy for you, man. I wish you the best. And I just want to give a disclaimer. It's so important for you to learn how to tell if your woman would be a great mother or not, because it would just solve most of the problems that arise in relationships, like the divorce, losing the kids and the wife resenting the father, and much more. Like, a lot of problems arise when men commit to a relationship that they weren't able to see and to anticipate that they were never compatible with that woman. And that's why it's so important for you to learn human nature and especially how women operate so that you can avoid those problems and so that you can choose the best woman for you. And lastly, for you who is still watching this video, I would really like to thank you. And I would like to share with you a piece of advice that I believe is so important, but it's so hard to do. And my advice would be that sometimes something that would be right for you would be horrible for your partner. And in that case, you would have to make a hard decision. And that would mean maybe letting your woman go. Maybe it would mean hurting her. Not in a physical way, okay. I mean like hurting her emotions in the moment, but that will prevent her from suffering and being miserable in the future. So if you're a man listening to this, the thing that is right is often the thing that would hurt the most. But you gotta do what is right, and sometimes you gotta put your own desires aside and think about the people around you and the impact that you have on them. And this is so important. This is so important. I cannot stress it more. So I'm grateful for you. I will see you in the next episode.